What is up, people? Big news. Got my first collection of cards that I sent in from PSA back. And so want to jump in and show you what I got and share a little bit of what I learned. Because, it's a little wild. It's a little wild world. So I sent in 23 cards to PSA. Sorry, I keep looking at my camera like the camera showed me, but I'm looking at you guys. Sent 23 cards into PSA and got them all back. Sent them in back in what I sent. I think it was like end of February, and just now got them back at the beginning of June. So I sent in a bunch of random stuff. 23 cards, mainly sent in sports. But I did send in 5 Pokemon of my old collection. So, want to just jump in, show you. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Rookie, noob, all the way around. So, hey, if you're going to pick up about 18 slabs, you might drop them all at one time. So, but good thing they're protected, right, guys? They've already been graded. Some of these, you never know. So, I want to jump in, show you what I got. Pretty cool, and then I'll talk about the process and kind of my thoughts on it. So first up, this card is awesome. This is a 1989 Fleer Bill Ripken. You can see this got graded a 7, but this card's pretty famous. If you look closer on the knob, I don't know if there you go. That's right. It says F-Face on it. So Bill Ripken and his teammates played a joke on him in the picture for this card, and made this card pretty famous. I remember going to Jay's Sports Card in Baton Rouge. Shout out to Jay's Sports Card. Don't think you're still around as a store. But anyways, picked up that card, and my dad and Jay were both like, oh my gosh, you just pulled that out of a pack. Maybe we were calling it ripping packs back then. But they're like, you pulled it. They're like, that card's crazy. It's going to be worth something one day. So one of the first ones I sent off. A 7 is not a great grade. But you know what? Hey, we'll take it and hopefully make a little money off that card that's sat around for many, many years. Next up, so if you're not familiar with what the junk wax era is, it is where they mass-produced cards in the 90s, early 2000s, and just cards were everywhere, millions and millions of cards. And so there's lots of quantities of these cards, and so really high grades can still be worth something. But I'll kind of fly through what I got here. 1990 Donruss King Griffey Jr. So you can see that got a PSA 7 as well. Lots of 7s for me on this end. And this is Mark McGwire, 1991 Donruss. That is also a 7. All right. Here we go. This card is a Barry Bonds, 1991 Donruss. That's right. It got an 8. So this is obviously a scale 1 to 10 if you don't know about PSA. So 8, got that right there. And then I was going to do these in order, but remember I dropped the cards. So sorry, everybody. This card, I think this one's pretty awesome. Michael Jordan, 1992, Topps 50-point club. This got an 8. So MJ... This card is definitely not high on the MJ list, but hey, you know what? I got a PSA graded MJ now, so that's not worth a ton. This card, one of my favorite players growing up, sent this in. Chipper Jones, 1993 Stadium Club, also got an 8 there as well. And then here we go. This one's pretty cool. This is a rookie, 2001 Ichiro. Everybody say Ichiro. Ichiro was a dog for the Mariners. This got an 8 as well for that Ichiro rookie by Upper Deck. So let's get into some of these other cards. You'll see a recurring theme on kind of the grades. A lot of bulk 7 and 8s, and then we'll even drop down low. So another King Griffey Jr. I've got a ton of Griffies. This is a 1991 Ultra. Got a 7 as well. So there's a pretty big steep drop off in PSA grading. You can go 10, which is like perfect card, and those cards are going to be pretty high value for the most part, and then it drops from there depending on the card. But this one was kind of crazy to me. I got this as a Christmas present back in the mid-2000s. This was a 2001 Reggie Jackson. Says it's his bat. I'm not sure if it was 2001. But sent this off. It got a 4, super low grade, getting a 4 for that card. But there's not a huge population out there, so hopefully there's a Reggie Jackson fan who wants to get that card. If that's you, come see me on eBay. Here's an interesting piece for you right here. So got 2. Oh my gosh, let me make that look better. 1993 Topps Derek Jeter rookie cards. That's right. So one is Topps Gold. That's the Topps. That's your Topps Gold right there. So Topps Gold in a 10 right now is around $2,000. I got an 8. And then I got a 9 on the regular one. Both of those are around 40 to 50 in comps, even though they're different grades because Topps Gold over Topps. But one of the modern cards I sent in, shout out, let's go Duke, Duke Blue Devils, 2025 Topps Chrome Youthquake Refractor Concha Nipple. That got a 9. That was one of my higher grades. I got a 9 in that and a 9 in the Derek Jeter. So was pumped to get some 9s. Again, didn't get any 10s. Shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to Atlanta, where I lived for the past 8 years. Dominique Wilkins, not an on-card auto. Would have been awesome if it was. But that got a PSA 5 on that 1992 Topps Archives. So not a great deal. Another fun pair that I sent in, 1990 Donruss Diamond Kings, and then a John Smoltz Donruss MVP card. But hopefully you can see that. Hopefully it'll clear up. That is actually Tom Glavine in the photo. Tom Glavine right there in the photo. So that got a 6. That got a 5. Rough sledding, but hey, you send them in, they get graded. Here we are. Another Jordan. This got a 6. 1992 Topps Archives Bulls. I think that card's pretty sick. Pretty vintage. Short Jordan. Putting the ball out like that. And the headshot. I think that card's pretty awesome. Probably not going to get much for that, but hey, we got it graded. And another in the Jordan-esque kind of category. 1993 Hoops Scoring Leaders. Karl Malone, Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan. Shout out to 1993. That got a 7. Not terrible. Not great. Kind of a recurring theme here. And then finally, my last sports card that I sent in, I got a 2001. Right? This is piece of the game bat. Will Clark got a 7. Fun fact about the Will Clark and the Reggie Jackson, neither one of those ever came out of, it was like a nice case, super thing. Literally never took it out. And one got a 4, one got a 7. So you tell me if that's good. Now, junk wax era, not a great time to collect as a kid, other than just it was a great time because sports were great at that time, especially baseball. But what else I got for you is what was a great time was Pokemon. That's right. Fun fact about me, I used to make fun of my friends that played Pokemon, and then I was like a closet Pokemon card collector, and thank goodness I was, because the base set Pokemon's doing pretty well right now, you guys. So hopefully this can help me not buy more Pokemon, but buy some sports cards that are pretty cool. So showing off here, these are all hollows that I sent in, but this is a Chansey 1999 base set. That got a PSA 4. Not much going there. Next, again, all hollows. Hitmonchan. I got a PSA 5 right there. And then I thought, so there were some cards that were in this base set that were shadowless. I was like, dude, maybe my trainer is shadowless, but it turns out all trainers are shadowless. So if you see on some of these other cards, I'm just nerding out with you guys, but you can kind of see the shadow. Let's make sure, yep. Oh, right there. You can kind of see the shadow on the cards. Some don't have that, and those cards are worth crazy amounts. But last, she got a PSA 5. I think it's she. Not sure. Anyways, final 2. These are worth some cheddar. A little cheddar, even though they got low grades. PSA 6 for Venusaur Hollow. That's right, 1999 base set. And then finally, 1999 Blastoise. Actually, I have another one of these. Maybe I should have sent that one in. But this also got a 6. So pretty rough grading on the Pokemon all the way around. But all those are listed on my eBay, both the sports and the Pokemon. So what I learned, this is big. First thing I would tell you is look up the values of the cards that you're sending in to PSA, and make sure it's worth that you're going to do that. When I sent them in, it was around $25 for the cheapest grading service that you could get, and now they've even bumped that up to $80 right now because they have so many cards on backlog. So I would make sure, hey, if this card gets graded, what is it in a 10? Some of those cards I sent, if they were a 10, it would have been like $60. And so I was like, I'm not giving myself much margin there. Also, sending them in, take a deep dive at their condition. Like, what is it the PSA is looking at? Is this card going to grade well? Right, I would look at that. And then also, I didn't do this. Jury's still out. I've only sent cards in once, so I'm not an expert. But maybe looking into some type of prep service that somebody could do for you, or that you could do yourself. So I didn't wipe these cards down. I didn't do anything to them. I just kind of sent them in. I was so excited to get them graded. Went over to a shop in Atlanta where we were living at the time, and I was like, man, let's just get these cards out and get them back from PSA as quick as possible. So do I regret it? I probably could have done a much better job of picking what cards to send in. A lot of those, I'll probably lose money overall on what I sent in and what I'll be able to make from selling them. So, you do a deep dive, but at the end of the day, I got 23 cards graded from PSA right here that I can sell or I can keep as a collector. So that's pretty fun as well. So thanks for following along. Hope it was helpful. Hope it was fun. And remember the good times.